What's going on, everybody? I'm Mike McFarland, the Lake Fork Guide, owner of McFarland Fishing, and your host of the Lake Fork Public Rundown. Sitting in studio right here. It's actually Wednesday morning. I usually film these Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they get aired by Wednesdays and Fridays. But I had kind of a long day yesterday, so we're doing it first thing this morning, Wednesday morning. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information here about Lake Fork. We are sitting at 52 to 54 degrees in the general water temperature. Remember, that's the surface temperature. That's the first 18 inches, the subsurface. 400.72 elevation as of Monday, 473, 400.72 as of yesterday, Tuesday, and 0 to 1 clarity. Water's holding pretty good level-wise, stability-wise. We need some rain. We could definitely use some rain. It's awfully cold today, so we're going to lose some more temperature. There's not a big warm trend right now. And with that being said, you kind of have winter type fishing. You really got several ways that you can catch some fish, bass-wise, bass fishing on Lake Fork. And here's what I suggest. Number one is you need to be fishing deep. In the morning, you need to be fishing deep, fishing spoons, deeper water, anywhere from about 24 to 40 feet, 38 feet of water. If you can find some bait fish, schooled up bait fish, and you can use slab spoons, you can use flutter spoons, or if you're courageous enough on Lake Fork, you can throw the Alabama rigs. I like to throw the Alabama rigs. They can become costly, but this is an Alabama rig here, rigged with the Storm Wild Eye swim baits. This is a real simple rigging. It is open hooks, so it will get hung up. One of the keys here is when you get it hung up, don't keep pulling on it. Go to it and shake. A lot of shaking, and a lot of times shaking can free it. Another secret is I wouldn't throw this in an area that has flooded timber. So I wouldn't throw it on a point that's all standing timber. I would throw it down south in some of the cleaner areas, the road beds, the points, the shell beds, things like that. The bridge corners, the bridge pylons, excellent place to throw an Alabama rig. The other version of the Alabama rig that you can use, which is what I tend to use more often on Fork, is a weedless version. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to get paddle tail swim baits. Okay, and there's so many different brands that you can choose. 6 Sense, Reactions, Innovations, Little Dipper, that's what these ones are. Zoom, everybody, Bass Assassin, everybody seems to make one of these paddle tails. These are 3-inch paddle tails right here. And then you just want a weighted, like an owner weighted, not the flashy spinner that has a spinner under it, but just a weighted weedless screw lock hook. And this way it's weedless. So this bait I'll fish a little more through the wood, through the timber. This one's also heavier, by the way. The Storm Wild Eye swim baits are weighted. So this is something I definitely would like deep on the deep roads, deep shell beds, down south, things like that. Concrete walls, concrete bridges. If I get to throwing through the timber or using live scope, when I'm using live scope, I'm finding those fish suspended in the trees, off of those points, in the mouths of the coves. And that's where the weedless version is really best. It doesn't catch up near as much. It doesn't hang up if you're very gentle with it and subtle with it. But this is the bait of choice right now, using live scope, finding these big females that are staging in the mouths of the creeks, coves, ditches, drains, pockets, things like that. They're suspending in deep trees, but they're not deep. Okay, they can be anywhere from 4 to 12 feet of water, depending on cloud cover, sun, things like that. But the weedless Alabama rig is probably your best bet for live scoping the big bass out of the trees. Now, a lot of guys are also throwing swim baits, glide baits, jerk baits, but those tend to hang treble hooks. Those type of baits hang treble hooks. And when you fish around that timber, you're going to get some of those stuck in the wood. But that's kind of the best I can recommend for bass fishing on Fork. The other bait would be to go up in the creeks, get up in the creeks, get in the creek swings and bends, and use jigs. Some Texas rig creature baits, okay, but just jigs. Jigs alone are going to find you a big bite if you're really fishing the right stumps and the right roots and the right situation in the right creek swing. You can really, actually, Mark Pack used to love that this time of year. That's what Mark Pack would do. Mark Pack would say when this lake gets below 55 degrees, get your pitching and flipping stick, and start flipping them stumps with jigs. It's a slow process. You're not going to get a lot of bites, but when you do, they're big bites. They're good bites. So highly recommend that. That's the way you approach the lake right now. Crappie fishing on Lake Fork is outstanding. The crappie are suspended in trees as well. They tend to be a lot deeper. And of course, crappie, you can use the live minnows and hair tie jigs and plastic crappie jigs. I've been told that hair tie jigs are out fishing live minnows right now. I had a friend of mine tell me he went one day with live minnows and only caught a few, went the next day to the same fish with hair tie jigs and filled his limit. So there's still a little information there on Lake Fork crappie. Remember, this is a Lake Fork specific public free rundown to help you guys when you come out here catch more fish. You know, if the warm trend happens, you might find some shallow fish on like a rattle trap or a chatterbait or a square bill, but we need to have warm trended conditions. So the sun's shining, you know, midday, afternoon, you might look for that. If you can find some vegetation, flooded grass, which we just don't really have a lot of, you also might be able to catch a few rattle trap or what they call lipless crankbait fish in and around in those edges of the grass. But overall, it is kind of winter here in Lake Fork, and that's what you should expect is winter fishing. If you would like a little bit more detailed report, also information on multiple surrounding lakes in the area, in the Northeast area, I do have a members-only channel that I'd love you to come be a part of. Look in the description below this video, click on members, join the members channel. I give information from 5 other guides from Ray Hubbard, Palestine, O.H. Ivy, Athens, Lake Welsh, Lavon, Possum Kingdom. We also give more than just bass information in that. We give a lot of crappie information. We get a lot of catfishing information. Right now, big blue cats, for example, are being caught at Lake Tawakoni. So if you want more than this public report offers you, please, I'm inviting you to come become a member. Very simple. Again, just look in the link below in the description. Click the link below in this description. Follow the procedure. Become a members-only channel watcher. I'd love to have you, okay? And then one last thing. Big shout out to all the support. You know, so many times throughout the year, we kind of become complacent and we just talk about things and we forget to mention all those that support us. And you know, right now I do want to make sure that I address appropriately all of the support. Lake Fork Marina directly and this rundown. Jamie's Restaurant, where we eat breakfast and lunch every single day throughout the year. Such good food, such good service. They take good care of us. And then I want to list a lot of these sponsors and or supporters. I got J. Hodge Chevrolet, Skeeter Bass Boats, and Diamond Sports Marine, Yamaha, Texas Insider Fishing Report, Florida Insider Fishing Report, along with Abu Garcia, Berkeley, Power Pole, Bajío, Bass Assassin, Bajío, by the way, is sunglasses, Bass Assassin Lures, Tightlines UV, Lake Fork Trophy Bass, Mark Pack Lures, Santone Lures, Real-Time Rods, Magic Reaction, that's the smell that we soak our soft plastics in. As I said, Lake Fork Marina, Go Fish Lures and Go Fish Lures Cafe, Steve's Prop Shop, the Original Rod Socks, The Sign Shop, Burning Stump Lodge, Lake Fork Resort, and Murphy's Law Sport Fishing. Thanks to all of those that support us. What a big, great group to have behind the Lake Fork guide, McFarland Fishing, McFarland's Corner right here, giving you public rundown. So I wish you all great fishing. I probably will, even though I'm a day late here on the mix this week, I'll probably still come back and get you another report on Friday and keep you up posted for the weekend. So thank you again. Remember, hit the subscribe button. Just look in below the description, or in the description below this video, find the members link, click on that, subscribe, and learn a lot more than you'll learn here. Thanks for watching. I'm Mike McFarland.